Hey, what's up, fit friends? Lee Swigum coming to you today from North Phoenix Fit Body Bootcamp with our weekly Form Friday video. Today we are going to be talking about the deadlift, specifically deadlift with a kettlebell. All right, we do a lot of these in class. We do some with the high pulse. We'll show you a little bit of that. You've seen an earlier video. I talked about the RDL or the straight leg deadlift. Today we're going to do the full deadlift, but we're going to take the weight all the way from the floor and return it to the floor. All right, so just a quick review on the straight leg or the RDL, which is the first portion of a deadlift. We're talking about hip mobility and hip hinging. All right, so keeping that back nice and straight, actually shoulders a little above the hips, just driving those hips back as far as they go, and then returning upward with the hip thrust. So now, when we take things to the ground, we're going to involve the knees. All right, but it's the same motion with the hips. All right, so I'm still going to get those butt back, and then to get lower, to get the kettlebell, I've got to bend my knees. All right, when I bend my knees, my shoulders and my hips stay at the same ratio. All right, they go down at the same pace. Okay, I'm not dropping my butt into a squat position, and I'm not dropping my torso forward or my shoulders forward by either rounding my back or bending more at the hips. I'm staying at that little bit of an angle. So it's butt back, bend my knees. All right. So this is my pickup position right here. My butt is a little bit raised from my knees. Again, it's not straight down like a squat. My back is nice and engaged and up. What I'm going to start to do is straighten my knees. Once the knees start to straighten, get up. I want to get my hips forward to stand up nice and tall. All right? Not hyperextending the back, leaning backward. I'm up nice and tall to return to the floor. And slowly push my butt back again. Once I get to about the knees, let my knees bend and come down to the floor. Okay? So that is your basic deadlift with the kettlebell. All right, a couple of things. You'll notice where my kettlebell is. It is really right at my center line. Okay? Right along with my shins. All right? With a barbell, I really can't get it in between my feet. So I have to let that slide right along my thighs and my shins. I want to keep the weight as close to my center line as possible. I don't want to be holding the weight way out in front of me. That's going to put a lot of pressure in that low back and keep me off balance. I want to keep the weight as close to my center line as possible. So again, looking like this. Alright, it's really a hip, still a hip motion. Even though my knees are going up and down a little bit, my power isn't coming from straightening my knees. My power comes from getting my hips forward, up nice and tall. Alright, so a few reps from the front here. Side. Again, you'll notice my butt goes back, my knees break. Stand up, start straight knees, hips forward. Butt back, knees, knees, hips. Butt back, knees, knees, hips. Alright? All the while keeping my core, especially my low back, nice and tight. Alright? Now, once we've perfected the deadlift, we'll do this in class, we'll add that high pull. Alright? For the high pull, we are really only pulling up to the middle of the chest, all right? Elbows can go a little higher, but my hands are not coming up to chin level, are not actually going above my shoulders, okay? This motion here is not real healthy for those shoulders. That's not a natural, normal motion. So we're only coming up to the middle of the chest with that high pull, all right? Once we get to here, this is taking it to another level, start talking about cleans and stuff like that, but once we get above our chest, to go higher, we actually need to get our hands underneath it and press up. All right, that is what is natural and anatomically correct for the shoulder. This, pulling this way, is not anatomically correct. You are going to cause discomfort in that shoulder. Deltoids, rotators, lots of things go wrong with the shoulder when you start lifting this way. So it's just to the middle of the chest, all right? Again, to go higher than this, we would need to flip underneath, get our hands flipped underneath, and then we press up from there, okay? So the high pull is not pulling this way. It is just to the middle of the chest, just a little below those shoulders. That's gonna keep those shoulders safe, okay? So it's gonna look like this. So here's your deadlift with a high pull, okay? All right, from the side. All right, so that is your deadlift with the kettlebell, and then transitioning into the deadlift with the high pull. Again, keeping those shoulders safe, keeping the back safe, get some nice power movement from the floor. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more moving into the cleans and the snatches as we go. But for now, you've got the RDL, and now the deadlift from the floor with the kettlebell. So thanks for joining me today. Guys, have a blessed weekend. See you soon. Peace.